Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, we're going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for this week's NFL playoff games. We have wildcard weekend coming up this weekend. There's going to be 6 games spread out throughout Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. I'm going to have 3 separate videos posted during wildcard weekend, so I'll have, obviously, this video that you're watching is going to be specifically for the 2 games that are on Saturday, and then I'll have a video posted giving out props I like for the 3 games on Sunday, and then I'll have another video posted for the 1 game on Monday night talking through props that I like for that game. So we're going to have 3 videos this weekend posted for these NFL playoff games. We're going to break down the Saturday games first, and then be on the lookout for the video for the Sunday games. That'll probably get posted sometime late Saturday night, and then late Sunday night is probably when I'll post the video for the Monday night game. But on Saturday, we have 2 games between the Ravens and Steelers, and then the Texans and Chargers. Got 2 props, guys, that I like from these 2 games. We are going to give out a prop that I like from each game. So, we're going to talk through these plays, share why I like them. Before we do that, though, as always, if you guys do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account. So make sure to check out Prizepicks if you have not yet. And also, we do have a partnership with Sleeper, so I want to shout out Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can sign up, use promo code NOAH over there, take advantage of their new user offer, play $5, get $55. This is a simple, easy promo where you just deposit the minimum $10. You don't have to put in a bunch of money. You can just put in $10. You play a $5 lineup. Even if you lose that $5 lineup, Sleeper is going to give you $55 worth of free lineups that you can use to play with. Try and build a bankroll up off with those free lineups, and hopefully make some money off those free lineups. And if you don't know what Sleeper is, they're just a DFS pick'em app, very similar to Prizepicks, where you pick more or less on player projections. You build out your lineup. You can make up to an 8-pick lineup on Sleeper. You can win up to 100 extra money. You can also mix and match sports. Sleeper does offer a lot of the major sports: NFL, NBA, MLB, I think college football, college basketball. Those sports are available on Sleeper as well. So check them out, guys. Make sure to sign up and use code NOAH, so that way you get advantage, or you can take advantage of that new user offer. Play $5, get $55 over on Sleeper. But let's go ahead and talk about the props that I'm liking for these 2 games on Saturday. First game is Texans-Chargers, and the prop that I'm liking in this game is going to be a pass yards prop on C.J. Stroud, and we're going to take C.J. Stroud for more than 229.5 pass yards. So C.J. Stroud has had he's had a rougher season compared to last season. Last season he was really good. This season it's been a little bit more of kind of up and down for C.J. Stroud. He's had some good games. He's also had some stinkers as well. He has had some bad games lately. Definitely want to cross out this game against Tennessee, though, because that was Week 18. That was last week of the regular season, and Stroud only played the first drive of that game, and then he rested the rest of the game. And he actually looked pretty good on that drive. He completed 6 of 6 passes for 50 yards, had a touchdown. He looked good in the last game that he played in the 1 drive that he played. But the Baltimore game, he did really struggle. Their offense really struggled as well. But then he threw for 244 against Kansas City. Struggled against Miami, only 131, but did throw for 242 against Jacksonville. Stroud this season, if you look at his game log, he has been a lot better at home. And home and road splits, I think, are something that you don't want to weight too heavily. But I think in a scenario like this, when you're talking about C.J. Stroud, who plays for the Texans, who play in a dome, it makes sense that Stroud plays better at home just because you're playing in a dome. You don't have to worry about weather. Obviously, this time of the year, you don't want to have to go play in Buffalo or Kansas City or these cold temperature places where it's probably snowing. It's just not as comfortable playing in those type of game environments versus playing in a dome where there's no weather concerns or anything like that. So it does make sense to see C.J. Stroud playing better at home than he has on the road. And if you actually look at home this season, he has averaged 252 pass yards per game, whereas on the road, he has only averaged 190 pass yards per game. And he's gone over this pass yards prop in all but 2 games at home this season. The 2 games he went under were against Baltimore, where he only had 185 yards. That was also a game that the Texans only scored 2 points. That was the Christmas Day game, where the Texans offense was just atrocious. Stroud threw for 185 yards. They literally scored 2 points that entire game. And then the game against Miami, he did struggle at home, completed 18 of 26 passes for 131 yards. I feel like Stroud this year, he hasn't completed as many like deep balls as he did last season, but he still will take those deep shots. He does have Nico Collins back, who's healthy now, his top target. And when Nico Collins is healthy, you can get those big plays, those chunk yard plays that obviously are huge when you're taking an over on a quarterback's pass yards. You want him to be able to connect for those long plays for 40, 50 yards. And with Nico Collins healthy now, those big plays are a little bit more likely to happen. I think the matchup here against the Chargers, on paper, probably not the best because the Chargers have been a pretty good defense this season. But if you look at what quarterbacks have done against the Chargers, a lot of the quarterbacks that have struggled against the Chargers this year have been bad quarterbacks. Like, you look at the guys that have gone under this pass yards prop versus the Chargers: Bo Nix, Aiden O'Connell, and then Mahomes, Lamar, but then Will Levis, Spencer Rattler, Jake Haener, Drake May, Bryce Young, Desmond Ridder, but like he barely played. But like a lot of the quarterbacks that have had bad games against the Chargers this year have been not great quarterbacks. Like Bryce Young, when he struggled against the Chargers, that was early on in the season when Bryce Young was not playing nearly as well as he has been lately. Drake May went under. That was shortly after Christmas Day. He went under against the Chargers. And then like Jake Haener, Spencer Rattler, Will Levis. So like a lot of the quarterbacks that have struggled against the Chargers and have not thrown for a lot of yards have been not great quarterbacks. The quarterbacks that have had success against the Chargers: Jameis Winston threw for 235, Justin Fields 245, Patrick Mahomes 245, Cousins 245, Minshew 257, Bo Nix 263, Burrow 356, Baker 288. I think we can get 230 pass yards here from CJ Stroud playing at home in a playoff game where they're probably maybe going to lean on their pass game a little bit more. If you look at Stroud's pass attempts line, his pass attempts line is all the way up at 34, which is pretty high. I mean, that's one of the higher pass attempts lines you see of all the quarterbacks on this slate. Only Bo Nix has a higher pass attempts line than CJ Stroud this week. So if we're going to see more pass attempts for CJ Stroud, that's obviously just going to mean more opportunity for him to get pass yards. And I love seeing how well he's played at home this year in the Dome. It makes sense because playing in a Dome is just going to be a lot more comfortable than playing in a tough road environment where there may not be a Dome to play in. So I do like this as our first prop for Saturday's NFL games. We're going to take CJ Stroud for more than 229.5 pass yards. And then the other prop that I like from the next game, the Ravens and Steelers game, is going to be a combo prop. And we're going to take Lamar Jackson and Jaylen Warren to combine for more than 104 rush plus receiving yards. So we'll talk about each one of these players specifically. We'll start off with Jaylen Warren first. So Jaylen Warren, I think, does benefit here. Going up against the Ravens, not the greatest matchup. The Ravens have been a very good run defense this season. But when Jaylen Warren gets more snaps and gets more touches is typically in games where the Steelers are playing from behind. The Steelers use Jaylen Warren a lot in passing situations. He's kind of their pass down back. He's also a guy they'll use a lot in 2-minute drills, whereas Najee Harris is kind of the first down, second down back. He gets those short yardage situations. He'll get those goal line touches. But Warren gets a lot of the snaps when they're playing from behind, when they're playing catch up, they need to throw, because Warren's a really good pass catcher. He's a much better pass catcher than Najee Harris. And if you look at Jaylen Warren's game log this season, if you look at games where the Steelers have lost, a lot of the games where the Steelers have lost, you have not only seen more snaps for Jaylen Warren, you've also seen him get more touches. Now, last week against Cincinnati, he didn't get a ton of volume in a game that they lost, but that was a close, tight game. They only lost that game by 2 points. Warren had just 6 carries for 21 yards and only got 1 target. But the game before that against Kansas City, they lost by 19 points, and Jaylen Warren had 11 carries for 71 yards, also had 6 targets, 5 catches for 41 yards. And then in their recent game against Baltimore, obviously this matchup, Jaylen Warren, that was a game that they lost by 17 points. Jaylen Warren had 12 carries for 48 yards, also had 5 catches for 44 yards. This is a spot where they're going on the road into Baltimore. They're 10-point underdogs in this game. This is expected to be a game script where the Steelers are probably going to be playing from behind. And in these type of game scripts, you can typically see Jaylen Warren get more snaps, get more touches, because not only can he get carries on the ground, but he can also catch passes as well. I don't know how efficient Jaylen Warren's going to be on the ground in this spot because the Ravens this year, they have given up the fewest rush yards to running backs. But for what it's worth, in their 2 matchups against Baltimore this season, Jaylen Warren has been pretty efficient. Their first matchup against Baltimore, He had 9 carries for 41 yards, 4 catches for 27 yards, so he had 68 total yards in that game. And in their last game against Baltimore, he had 12 carries for 48 yards, 5 catches for 44 yards, so 92 total yards in that game. So I think we can probably get like 50 to 60 total yards here from Jaylen Warren. I do also like his over on 56.5 rush plus receiving yards, but I'm going to talk about the combo prop and why I chose the combo prop instead, because we do get Lamar Jackson in this prop, and we're going to talk about Lamar's rush yards, which I do like as well. But yeah, I think Warren's in a spot to play more here in a game where the Steelers are probably going to be playing from behind. You look at Warren's snaps, the last few games where the Steelers have been playing from behind. The game against Kansas City, Warren played 53% of the snaps, whereas Najee Harris only 45%. The game against Baltimore, where they were playing from behind, Warren played on 67% of the snaps, Harris only 28%. This could definitely be one of those games where Najee Harris maybe sees his snaps come down a little bit. Warren sees his snaps go up. If the game script plays out the way I think it will, Baltimore getting out to a lead, Pittsburgh kind of forced to play from behind. So I do like Jaylen Warren, to have more than 56.5 rush plus receiving yards, but I'm going to talk about the combo prop and why I chose this one. So the other side of this combo prop is obviously Lamar Jackson and his rush yards. So Lamar has been running a lot lately. You can look at his game log and see that. His rush yards, lately 63 against Cleveland, 87 against Houston. Did only have 22 against Pittsburgh, but 65 against the Giants, 79 against the Eagles. Lamar is the most, he's the most dual threat quarterback in the league. He's run for almost 1,000 yards this season. These are things I don't really need to tell you. You guys kind of already know this. Now, Pittsburgh this season has been pretty good at limiting rush yards to opposing quarterbacks, but they also haven't faced, guys like Lamar Jackson. Lamar only had 22 yards against Pittsburgh last time they played, but when they played earlier in the season, he did have 46 rush yards in that game. And I think with it being the playoffs, we do see Lamar, be a little bit more mobile in the playoffs. So Lamar has only played in 6 playoff games in his career, but he has run for a lot of yards in those games. 143, 136, 100, 54, 54, 34. So in his 6 playoff games that he's played in his career, Lamar's had at least 54 yards in 5 out of 6. He's had at least 34 yards in all 6, and he's had 100-plus yards in 3 of those 6 games. Now, am I expecting Lamar to go out there and run for 100 yards? Obviously not, but I think Lamar does give us upside, which is kind of what we're looking for when we're taking a combo prop. There's definitely scenarios where maybe Jaylen Warren struggles and only has like 40 total yards, but Lamar runs for like 70 yards and we still cash. Maybe it's different. Maybe Lamar struggles and doesn't run as much, only gets like 20, 30 yards, but Jaylen Warren gets like 80 or 90 yards. We've seen Jaylen Warren have upside to get 80, 90 total yards. I think last time they played Baltimore, he had like 90 total yards. So that's kind of why I like the combo prop here. I like the spot for both of these guys, and I think both these guys offer upside, which is kind of what we're wanting when we're taking a combo prop. If one guy fails, the other guy can come through for you, and vice versa. I know Lamar, lately, or in his recent game against Pittsburgh, wasn't running a ton, but lately he's been running a lot, and he typically runs a lot in big-time games where, obviously Baltimore wants to win, need to win. It's a playoff game. You look at Lamar's history in the playoffs, he's been pretty mobile in those playoff games. It's also a game where, Baltimore's big favorites. They might not have to throw the ball a ton, but you might see plenty of design runs for Lamar. They'll call those design runs QB powers, QB draws, read options, stuff like that. So I do like Lamar for more than 50.5 rush yards if you want to play that. But again, I like taking the combo prop with Jaylen Warren because we talked about both these props I like, combining them together. And I think easily both those guys could go over their lines, their individual rushing yard lines, rushing, receiving for Warren specifically. But again, the combo props what I like the most there. So that's what we're going to take, guys, is our 2 props for the 2 games on Saturday. Texans, Chargers, we're taking C.J. Stroud for more than 229.5 pass yards. And then Ravens, Steelers, we're taking the combo prop of Lamar Jackson and Jaylen Warren to combine for more than 103.5 rush plus receiving yards. So those are 2 props, guys, I like for the Saturday playoff games. As always, we're going to have some more content. We're going to be posting more plays, so be on the lookout for those. We'll have a video for the 3 games on Sunday. That video will probably get posted late Saturday night. Be on the lookout for that. And then the Monday Night Football game, the Vikings and Rams game, that game got moved to Arizona, but it's still going to be played Monday night. We'll have a video for that as well. it'll probably go up sometime late Sunday night. Be on the lookout for that too. But again, guys, appreciate you watching, supporting the content. Make sure that you hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. As always, hit that subscribe button if you have not yet. And be sure to go check out Prizepicks too. If you guys are not signed up for Prizepicks yet, make sure to use that promo code NOAH when you sign up. Place your first lineup on Prizepicks. You'll instantly get $50 in promo funds added to your account, again, once you place your first lineup. But good luck. Enjoy the wild card games this weekend. Should be a lot of fun, guys. Hopefully we can all make some money, and I will see you guys in the next video.